The calendar has flipped to June, but let's take a moment to look back at the month of May and the best performing player at every single position. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting with catcher, it really can't be anybody but Kyle Raleigh, who continues to put up one of the more historic catching seasons that we have ever seen. Across the month of May, he played 27 games, hit 12 homers, 26 RBIs, even swiped a few bags, had a 1,100 plus OPS, had a 228 WRC plus, is playing decent defense as well. He just is the complete package so far this year, and he is mashing. Will Smith does deserve a shout at the end of this, but Cal Raleigh was clearly the guy. At first base, it's also pretty clear cut, with Freddie Freeman leading the way with a 410 batting average in the month of May, an OPS at 1,100, a WRC plus at 202, hit 4 homers, 21 RBIs. He just was incredible from start to finish in May. Carlos Santana, again, another late shout that deserves some recognition, but again, Freddie Freeman was the guy. At second base, it's where you can really have the first big controversy of the video. You have Brandon Lau and Ketel Marte both posting excellent months of May, both posted an OPS above 900. Lau was sat at 7 homers and 16 RBIs, Ketel Marte at 8 and 12. They both just played really good second base. Defensively, they're kind of a little fringy. WRC pluses were very similar. WOBAs were very similar. OPSs, very similar. I'm just going to take Brandon Lau because he plays a hair better defense and has been playing a hair few more games, but there's really not much that separates these two. At shortstop, we have the Athletics' fun rookie, Jacob Wilson, taking the throne. He had a 368 batting average, a 437 on base, 538 slugging, giving him an OPS well over 900. WRC plus sat at 180. He plays okay defense as well, swiped a few bags, hit 4 homers, 16 ribbies as well. He just does a lot of things that are fun. He puts the ball in play. He's actually starting to walk quite a bit now in the month of May. So if he can continue to round out his game to this degree, he's just playing a really fun brand of baseball. Jeremy Pena absolutely deserves a shout here at the end because he played good baseball in the month of May as well, but Jacob Wilson was just a different breed. At third base, Jose Ramirez absolutely is the clear-cut favorite in this category. 5 homers, 14 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, strike out under 10% of the time, has a batting average close to 400 in the month of May, OPS right there close to 1100, 207 WRC plus. He's just doing a lot of things really fun and really well on the baseball field. Michael Garcia and Manny Machado both put up some really respectable months as well, but J-Ram, different league. It would be wrong of me not to kick off the outfield with Aaron Judge, who posted 11 homers, 18 RBIs in the month of May, had a 364 batting average, 453 on base, 798 slugging, giving him an OPS over 1200. WOBA sat at 506, a 237 WRC plus, and walking over 14% of the time. He was just unreal. What can you say? He's Aaron Judge. He just is in a league of his own. The second outfielder is going to be James Wood, who really broke out in a big way in the month of May. Hit 7 homers, 23 RBIs, a 330 batting average, 410 on base, 604 slugging, giving him an OPS well over 1,000, 429 WOBA, 177 WRC plus. His defense still needs a little work, but whenever you combine the offense and the good base running, he's just a really fantastic and fun player to watch. And then the final outfield spot has to go between 2 players of either Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs, who put together a really great month from the traditional stats side, along with his defense. 9 homers, 29 RBIs, a 142 WRC plus, and elite defense will always play. But Ryan O'Hearn did things in a much different light. Only 4 homers, 10 RBIs. That doesn't scream out to you as an elite month, but an 11.7% walk rate, combine that with his 365 average and his 542 slugging, gives him an OPS nearing 1,000, 433 WOBA, 188 WRC plus. If you're looking at the rate stats, they are much better than Pete Crow Armstrong. Overall, if you're asking me to pick a player, I'd pick Pete Crow Armstrong. But in the interest of me picking offensive first players for this list, I'm going to give it to Ryan O'Hearn for his month. Moving over to the starting pitching, we have to talk about Tariq Skubal, who put together another dominant month. A 2.2 ERA actually doesn't do him justice because he had a 1.44 FIP, 1.62 xFIP. He strike out almost 13 batters per 9 innings while walking under 0.5 batters per 9 innings. He's just incredible. There's nothing that you can say that will properly justify how good Tariq Skubal's been. The second starting pitcher has to be Robbie Ray, who posted a really fantastic May, turning back the clock, didn't allow a home run across the entire month, strike out over 10 batters per 9 innings, walking under 2.6. He's also had a 1.38 ERA, 1.62 FIP, and a 3.02 xFIP. Definitely got lucky with the homers to some degree, but he had a really fantastic month, and we have to give him his flowers. And then in my general rule of thumb is if you have an ERA below 1 as a starting pitcher across an entire month, you deserve to be on this list, and Andrew Abbott definitely filled out that criteria with a 0.55 ERA, 2.47 FIP, 3.96 xFIP. He did get a bit lucky not giving up home runs, only 0.28 per 9 innings, while not really getting baseballs onto the ground either at just a 26.5% ground ball rate. He did strike out over 9 batters per 9 innings, 2.76 walks per 9 innings, and in 32 innings, he did pretty well to get the results he did. Not saying he'll be able to sustain that, but he deserves it for the month of May. A player who did have results pretty similar to him was Chris Skubal of the Kansas City Royals. Across the entire month, he had a 0.56 ERA and a 2.18 FIP and a 3.02 xFIP. What he does much differently is he gets a few more strikeouts, a few less walks, and keeps the home runs at about the same rate. He does get a lot more ground balls, which is more beneficial to him, especially in Kansas City where it's already tough to hit home runs. His results a bit more sustainable, not to say he's going to be a 0.55 ERA, but be here on this list that's absolutely deserving. And then a pitcher who actually kept the ball in the yard even better was Bailey Falter of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not the starting pitcher from the Pirates I thought I'd be putting on this list, but here we are. A 0.76 ERA across the month of May, 3.47 FIP, 4.64 xFIP. He really benefited from a low BABIP, a 0.163 BABIP. Keeping the ball relatively on the ground and the ball in the yard is always a great recipe for success. I don't know how much he can sustain it because he only struck out 4.79 batters per 9 innings while walking over 3. Just definitely benefited from keeping the ball in the yard and people off the bases whenever it came to base hits. Then for the relief pitchers, it was really tough to pick. I started with Randy Rodriguez, who across the month was fantastic, didn't allow a single run, had a 0.69 FIP, 1.8 xFIP. He was just dominating opposing batters, striking out almost 14 batters per 9 innings, keeping the walks around 2 batters per 9 innings, had a decent BABIP as well, so it's definitely sustainable to some degree. Just was fantastic, lights out across the entire month, so we're going to give it to Randy Rodriguez to start off for the relievers. Johan Duran also was very impressive in the month of May, saving 7 games and 15 appearances for the Twins. He had a 0.6 ERA, a 1.61 FIP, 2.19 xFIP. He was one of the leaders in WAR for the month in reliever terms. He struck out over 12 batters per 9 innings, 3 walks per 9 innings, actually had a pretty high BABIP, so this is definitely a sustainable model for him, and he is back to being that elite closer that we knew. And then for the final reliever spot and the final player of the video, I gave it to Yariel Rodriguez of the Toronto Blue Jays, who put together a great month as well. A 0.53 ERA, 1.49 FIP, 2.67 xFIP. He's striking out over 9.5 batters per 9 innings, 1.59 walks. BABIP was extremely low, but he is just doing things at a really high level right now. He's doing it in the month of May, so I gave him the final spot and the final nod of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know where you think I went wrong, where I got it right, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.